We have some more information on the school shooter from yesterday from Oxford, Michigan. Oxford High School there. And it's an interesting case, right? Because unfortunately another kid that was shot yesterday did pass away, and we got pictures and we know names of everybody involved here. It's just, it's one of those things, right? Where we took a look at the last school shooting, and I can't believe we have to talk in these types of terms, but the last one who conducted their different shooting, they said, oh my god, I was bullied, and this fucking moron's also trying to pull the exact same shit, but apparently that's not going to fly. Just doing a little bit of cursory reading before we get into this, but the strength of the law, or perhaps the overcharging in this situation, seems unnecessary. Maybe not. But again, no sympathy for this fucking school shooter, nor should there ever be, okay? It's just all of the despicable players in the Michigan legal system and the politics are coming out to play in order to grandstand as usual, is what you would expect, especially in Michigan. So now that we have some information, we can take a little bit longer in going through it, and I do revel in doing that to provide you guys with the best information I possibly can. So here we go. Michigan high school gunman Ethan Crumbley met with parents and teachers 3 hours before he murdered 4 classmates. Well, at the time, he had only murdered 3. Well, yesterday when we talked about it, and the 4th one, unfortunately, passed away yesterday overnight. In a rampage on Wednesday for a meeting to discuss his behavior. No, that happened yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Unless I accidentally, slipped today and cracked my head and ended up missing out on a day, but I don't think that's the case, so they got it wrong on this one. Crumbley, 15, has been charged with 4 counts of murder, terrorism. That seems a little bit of an overcharge, but again, 4 counts of murder so far and other gun charges. And it's like, okay, that's fair, but terrorism? Really? Okay, it's not like I don't think that he caused a significant amount of harm, but terrorism? Really? Okay. He murdered 4 classmates and injured 7 others on Tuesday before opening fire in the hallways at 12:50 p.m. At 10 a.m. that morning, his mother and father, Jennifer and James, were called into Oxford High School for a meeting with the teachers about Ethan's behavior. It's unclear what prompted the meeting, but it was the second time Ethan had been called in 2 days. Interesting. And unless we know why these meetings were called, there's not a lot we can currently glean from this, but not really taking anything off the table, especially with this entire situation. On Monday, he met with teachers alone, okay? And again, he's underage, but he's been charged with adult crime, or at least charged as an adult, so there's certain amounts of information that's currently out there, and there's more that'll come out when it comes to trial, which is really going to be tough for the defense. Police say there's no record of the teenager being bullied, as other students have claimed. Yeah, okay, you gotta get this shit on record if you want to pull that fucking weak-ass claim. And again, he's 15, right? And it's like, okay, everybody who goes through public school gets bullied in one form or another. And you know what? When I was 15, because what does that put you at? Like 9th or 10th grade or something like that? I was at my peak fatness. I had the big fluffy hair. God, I was just atrocious. And yeah, I know I was bullied for being a big fat fuck anyways. And I never, ever considered lashing out at fucking classmates. Turned it internally, and now I'm the svelte, good-looking YouTube commentator that you see in front of you. Ugh. God, now I want to Crumbley myself. Prosecutors are charging Crumbley as an adult. That kind of makes sense. So that he may be convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Well, you shot and killed currently 4 people and 7 other people, which yesterday it was 3 people were dead and 6 other people were injured. So what, did somebody else fall in a shell casing, or what the fuck? Or did they just find somebody else who got shot? Were they just, holed up in an empty room or something? Like, where the fuck did you find the extra person? At a press conference on Wednesday, Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald, this guy sucks, this guy's fucked, suggested she might also charge his parents. This is where we get into overcharging for not keeping the 9mm handgun he used out of his reach. If it was in a safe or something like that, and again, going after his parents, that doesn't really seem to fucking fit. All right. The teenager had boasted on Instagram about the gun, pretending it was his days before the attack. Okay, What does that prove? On Tuesday, he fired 30 rounds at the school, emptying two 15-round magazines. Yeah, that's normally what 30 rounds would be. Anyways, a third was found on school property. They said that they found multiple magazines. So again, this is why we got to talk about the shit when it happens in the context of everything that we know then. And a couple of days, about a few hours later, things get cleared up a little bit more. He had more live rounds in his pockets, according to sheriffs. So what? He was going to fucking field feed the magazines? Or what? You should have just had more magazines, stupid. 4 kids died in the shooting. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We got pictures and we got actual proper obituaries, well, at least pseudo obituaries to go over here. So no sympathy for this kid here who... okay, if that's his like yearbook picture, he does not look 15. Okay, I'm just saying. Apparently this was the Instagram post that he was bragging about, I guess. Just got my new beauty today, a Sig Sauer 9mm. Ask any questions, I will answer. Okay? Yeah, that was only a screenshot because, of course, it's just a policy that we've been very well acquainted with whenever it comes to these fucking mass shooting events, which unfortunately have become commonplace, even more so. And it's just weirdly, whenever a fucking Democrat hops into office, it's just fucking weird how that happens. But anyways, social media is taking down his affiliated accounts. Other fake accounts were circulating online on Wednesday morning as Crumbley remained in police custody, refusing to cooperate with investigators. No, I thought he just simply asked for a lawyer, at least at the time that we talked about it yesterday. It was a quiet scene at his family home, which his parents have not returned to since going to visit him yesterday. Prosecutors have announced that Crumbley will be charged as an adult on 4 counts of murder, domestic terror. Wow. And 24 charges in total. Seems like a lot. Really does seem like a lot. But until we get the charging document. Hey, we got the charges right here, actually. 1 count of terrorism causing death. Isn't that kind of a prerequisite for terrorism to begin with? To cause death? Anyways, and again, okay, he gets charged with terrorism. But we haven't seen anything from, what's his nuts? Daryl Adams? Waukesha Christmas parade vehicle attack. That guy who ran over what? He definitely injured more people. Like 60 people were fucking injured in that one. Didn't get charged with terrorism. So I know it's a different state, but 4 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of assault with intent to murder, and 12 counts of possession of a firearm in commission of a felony. All of those except... maybe, okay? I have to see the full statute for terrorism in order to properly make a full assessment of that, but the rest of those just kind of seem to fit, so... Going 23 of 24, at least in my opinion. Last night, officers were seen removing armfuls of long-barreled guns from the house. Why did you think his fucking parents... They raided his parents' house afterwards. I don't know why, and seized all the firearms that are there. You have the kid in custody, so what the fuck are you fearful about? Most photos of Crumbley that remain online were taken at least 3 years ago when he was 12. Okay, so maybe that's why he looks so young in that picture that they have there. Whatever. 2 of the victims from yesterday's shooting were older than 15 years old, were older. Oh, okay, than Crumbley. The third was a year younger than him. It was unclear if any of his victims, if he knew any of his victims, but mostly they just kind of seemed like they were killed at random because he opened fire in the hallways, apparently. Yesterday, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard revealed that Crumbley is not speaking to investigators at the juvenile facility where he is being held, which is soon to be, I don't know, moved to big boy prison. Parents James and Jennifer have hired him an attorney who has advised him to plead the fifth. Yeah, it's pretty much all you can do for defense, because they probably have you on fucking camera pulling the trigger, so it's going to be tough to see. I've seen him around the school. He's a kid. He's been picked on and stuff like this, and when a kid is being picked on, people bully him, you're going to get this. Who said that? Who said that? You're going to get this reaction. Treshawn Bryant told ABC 7 outside the school. No, you're not. You're going to end up agitating, and this guy would have just fucking snapped at another moment in time, so I don't take that as a viable answer to any of this. Neither of the shooter's parents have commented yet. His father, James, works for Autonomous Incorporated, an office supply company. Okay. He is understood to have purchased the weapon his son used just 4 days ago. Okay. Correlation does not equal causation, but alright. He had been shooting it with and posted pictures of a target and the weapon, and it's all about what's being looked at. Okay. We're going to do a deep dive on his social media accounts and look for the activities of this young man, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard said during the Tuesday night press conference. And yeah, here's the people, because, you know, I may sound a little bit flippant about this, but it's mostly because I find this deeply disturbing, because this is never a way that you should be handling any of your problems. But again, we're also trying to rationalize with a fucking school shooter. So you got Madison Baldwin, that's unfortunate, 17 years old. Hannah Juliana, 14 years old. Justin Schilling died in hospital Wednesday morning, and Tate Meyer died at the school on Tuesday. Authorities were made aware of posts on social media that said there have been threats of a shooting at the roughly 1,700 student school. But Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard said that they didn't know anything about the rumors until after the attack. Interesting. And again, we can't go look at any of his social media accounts because I highly doubt anybody was archiving a 15-year-old kid's social media page, unless, of course, you're on a certain sector of the internet, and why the fuck would you be doing that anyways? But it'd be tough, and obviously the police and the authorities are going to have access to that. Another 8 people were injured, 7 students, 1 teacher, 47-year-old woman who was treated and discharged according to the sheriff's office. Oh, okay. All 7 wounded students remain hospitalized, some with life-threatening injuries, so unfortunately this death toll may rise. Police late Tuesday said 4 were in critical condition, including a 14-year-old girl who was fighting for her life on a ventilator following surgery for chest and neck wounds at Hurley Medical Center in Flint. It comes as chilling footage emerged Tuesday of a suspect, a sophomore at the school, whom police said was refusing to cooperate, trying to convince would-be victims they would be safe to emerge from hiding. Oh, God. Senior at the school, Aiden Page, said that his teacher locked the classroom, barricaded the door, covered the windows, and instructed the students to hide after hearing 2 gunshots ring through the school. We grabbed calculators. We grabbed scissors just in case the shooter got into the door to attack him, Page told CNN. Okay. Adding that 1 bullet had pierced a desk used as a barricade in the door. It is not clear if Page was in the classrooms shown in the video. I'm not watching that video. That sounds fucked. The campus was placed on lockdown during the attack, with some children sheltering in locked classrooms. They were taken to a nearby Meijer grocery store, yes, to be picked up by their parents, obviously. The district said in a statement that all of its schools would be closed for the rest of the week. Now let's get into a little bit more of the aftermath. There's a petition circulating right now calling for the school's football stadium to be renamed after the standout varsity running back. That would be Tate Meyer, who was shot dead on Tuesday. It looked like he had a promising career, so that really sucks. Standout varsity running back and middle linebacker has already garnered more than 32,000 signatures. That's, I don't know the proper way to phrase that. That's laudable, I suppose. In a heartbreaking Facebook post, before her family learned that she had not survived, Madison's grandmother pleaded for any information about the high school senior who was scheduled to be in the psychology class when the shooting occurred. Ugh, no need to read that. It's just fucking depressing. But again, of course, the fucking grandstander-in-chief had to show up. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer also commented on the tragedy, saying the killings were every parent's worst nightmare, which is a fine statement if she would have stopped there. Gun violence is a public health crisis that claims lives every day. Would you like to comment on Detroit? No? Okay. We have the tools to reduce gun violence in Michigan. Like what? Like what exactly? Tell me what gun laws would have stopped this fucking sick kid from getting a hold of that firearm. Tell me any of them. Any of the ones that are on the books, any ones that you want to propose, outside of just completely getting rid of the Second Amendment? Yeah, exactly. I don't fucking see any there, but you go ahead and you put your wig-bedecked blockhead out there, you fucking grandstander. Why don't you tell us more about, oh my God, I was almost kidnapped by the feds. Whitmer added that no one should be afraid to go to school, work, or a house of worship that you've closed, or even their own home. Yes, thank you. What was that statement prepared by your deputy governor? Obvious or what? Is it time for us to come together and help children feel safe at school? Yeah, once again, it was a one-off event. I'm not trying to diminish any of this, but again, you're just trying to stand on the corpses of dead kids in order to push your fucking agenda. So yeah, man, there's a lot more man on the street kind of testimony that was also taken by different affiliate news outlets that were there at the scene talking to different students. So I don't know what the fuck you could glean from a bunch of kids that were in shock from, I don't know, first-hand information that they had there when a deranged little lunatic was running around shooting people. If you want to read more about that, the link for, the article will be in the description as always. And, I don't know, prosecute the shit out of this kid, throw him in fucking jail. Shot and killed a bunch of kids. But again, this kind of seems like a little bit of an overreach by charging him with terrorism charges. But again, if they can prove that that actually needs to stick, if it's appropriate, charge him, but I see that as a bit of an overreach. But the grandstanding is already started, so expect it to continue, because now we got to, think of the children. So hearts obviously go out to all of the people that are affected. This is a terrible, terrible situation, but we'll see how it develops. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.